looks like for both these guys. This is a big kind of breakout moment for them to get a spot in the top 8 in that final bracket. And we will see what they bring to the table. Oxygen, they're a very quick team, and hey, how about that? Start the game off in the first 7 seconds with a goal.
How about it? With some purpose behind this shot, too. Toasty lobs a free one up for LJ, and he nails the shot off the crossbar. How about a splash play for Oxygen to start things off?
And this is how Oxygen beat a lot of the teams. They come out quick. They kind of play with some sort of chaotic passion behind them. Every single player seems to have some sort of odd touch. They're able to stay on the ball for longer than it seems possible. And they're a team that they're spread out, right? They're all over the place, but it works. And they take down a lot of tough opponents. Remember, this is the team that just beat Rogue in group stage. Like, this is no slouch of a team, and here they come again. Shot on target. LJ doubles up for Oxygen.
Well, this connection is finding its way early. Toasty to LJ is finding some early magic, and LJ's just nailing these shots. That's almost the exact same spot, just a little bit lower. It didn't hit the crossbar this time.
And for Alpine in the first 30 seconds, disaster start for them. Outpaced, and a couple of good setups from Oxygen that they were able to convert on. They might get another one here. LJ once again finding the back wall. Toasty's gonna put a shot on target. And it's up to Jordan. He does get the touch. LJ is not letting Alpine out. And Alpine really do need to wake up here because Oxygen is throwing everything at him.
Oh, Jordan almost found his way in on that one. And already Oxygen marched down the pitch. All right, things will die down for a second. Clears are looking a little better, but they're matched with equally deadly deadly pushes, rather, from Oxygen. LJ off the top, misses the double, and Magic Bear would love a clear, but Toasty pushes it right back in. Can't keep the play alive, though.
Oxygen still doing a good job of locking in this Alpine team. This is an opportunity for Magic Bear, and I feel like for Alpine, that's the player, Magic Bear, that you point out could be a big catalyst for them on offense. Right now, they just can't get it going. He's called upon to make a defensive stop. The pass back out to LJ. He gets thrown to the side as Magic Bear, well, he gets to the midfield line, but once again, Oxygen there to slow him down.
Well, so far, the name of the game for Oxygen has been feed LJ as much as possible. He's found a lot of solid passes, and he's going to get the return here on this one. He sees Toasty in the air. He's got one. Toasty had two, but defended by Magic Bear.
Still dangerous. So you can see how many opportunities Oxygen are able to create, even on the initial touch there from Toasty into the second touch. Oxygen were able to stay with that play, even when it broke down. Alpine's defense just didn't get the clear they needed. And here comes Oxygen again. They love these balls lofted up into the air for them to chase after. And Alpine didn't have anyone up. They're lucky that Oxygen really didn't have anything going for them.
Alpine have really been tested on defense. They've been forced into must-clear scenarios. If they don't get it, they're immediately punished by a pass in front of the box. That was a good kill from Jordan on the challenge. He's got Percy downfield. He gets by LJ. Now Magic Bear against Krazix. Krazix wins it clean, but Jordan's there. Magic Bear off the ceiling, bumps one out of the way, but Krazix able to come back in and save the day. It's not over.
Of Oxygen being tested here as no boots for LJ does at least push it to the side. The attack's not over. Toasty had to stretch out. That could have been the shot for Magic Bear, but no one connecting. And Alpine relentless here as they don't want to let out Oxygen. They eventually do as LJ does well to at least give it back to Toasty.
Oh, Percy misses the ball. That's okay, though. Jordan was there. It's not okay anymore for Magic Bear. And so Magic Bear was just there for the ride. He was watching the movie happen alongside him. It bounced off the crossbar. Now Magic Bear whips that one back around to the corner, but it's not over. For Oxygen, Percy slows it down. LJ, ball flipped right over him, and coming back in is Toasty, but Magic Bear cuts this off. Jordan wants to keep the push alive, and he will for Alpine, but they really want to score here quickly, and there it is again. Krazix gets it by Magic Bear.
And into offense, Oxygen go. And Alpine done a good job here to slow it down, and Alpine, they have yet to really get a foothold coming out of their own end. Just trying to keep possession, and this is a good opportunity for Percy, but you can see Oxygen all lined up on the back wall, ready for it to come. And right now, I think that's really it. Alpine, they've just been too predictable as they move down the field, and Oxygen have just been the faster team.
But there have been some good ideas where they weren't getting any kind of presence in the orange half initially. They're starting to win some of those challenges and find those quick passes that they like, but that is happening too often. Toasty thievery in the blue half and gives LJ another gift.
Yeah, LJ with a hat trick here, and Toasty leaving this one beautifully won, by the way, in the challenge to just kill that ball. And for Toasty, 3 assists here. Oxygen are rolling in game 1, and they're looking good.
Oxygen started with gumption and never really stopped. And that just goes in. Magic Pair. You know, this is the if you did it slow-mo, it would look sick for Magic Bear, but it's not what you want. Ooh.
Oh, Percy. Magic Bear missed, and Percy saw the entire thing happen. Percy could have easily made that save. He just didn't think both his teammates were going to miss. And so for Alpine, they've only been able to generate 1 shot, and they've given up 4. They've let LJ run over him here in game 1, and Oxygen looking to close it out.
I really expected a better start from Alpine, especially after their group stage performance. Getting top in your group that included both NRG and G2. Now you're up against Oxygen, and they're proving very difficult on Manfield night. It's never stopped, and it's all because of Toasty and AJ. You have LJ with the hat trick, you got Toasty with the playmaker, and that's the story. That's the story of this game on Manfield night, Corelli, was LJ and Toasty. Krazik's filling in the gaps, but overall, a dominant first game.
And for Alpine, it looks very disorganized. Like I said, they didn't have a lot of cohesion moving downfield, and that is credit to the pressure that they experienced against Oxygen. It just felt like Oxygen didn't let them out, didn't have a second to breathe, no pun intended, because Alpine could not keep possession without a player from the orange side jumping at them and disrupting what they wanted to set up.
Yeah, and you know, Alpine, like I said, I thought that they had a few good pushes down the field. You had a couple where Magic Bear in particular was playing really close on the follow-up, and they were able to beat 2 defenders, but then they just weren't able to put a quality shot on quick enough. They never were able to starve out Oxygen or really force them to stretch laterally on their own half of the pitch, and that kept happening. LJ just kept getting perfect passes from Toasty in front of the box, or challenge like that one right there, and Alpine had no answer.
It was a perfect storm, too, because you couple the attack, aggression, speed that Oxygen brought with the poor clears from Alpine. It's a total disaster on the Alpine side when it comes to defense, because that is where Oxygen thrives, is when they take advantage of poor clears, soft touches. That's where you see 1, 2, 3 opportunities arise for Oxygen. That's exactly what happened here. So for Alpine, you got to get through this kickoff. You got to get into a groove, because you don't want to give up quick goals like you did in the last game.
Yeah, Alpine would love more than 3 chances at the net during a game, wouldn't they? But already Oxygen off the kickoff. Just want to smother Alpine in the blue half. Already stole corner boost out, but Percy gets a monster clear for Alpine. Jordan pushed again, but LJ forces the challenge back to midfield.
And for Alpine, I think it is about using each other, finding each other, even from your own side, whether it's a point man downfield or switching the field to find the next man. But that possession game will be crucial for them if they want to disrupt Oxygen, because Oxygen are just go, 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 go. Like, they are throwing faces into the ball, and it's working. And for Alpine, the best response for that is to bring the ball down and push it away from the attackers, or the attackers, while keeping possession.
Well, we'll see if they try to go to that more often, but they're gifted with a Toasty whiff. And Percy collects the first goal for Alpine.
I don't know how much of a whiff this was. Tough bounce. That one really kicked
You're right.
for Toasty.
Whiff is mean.
I don't blame him too much. That was readable, but that was a really rough bounce for Toasty. And good from Alpine to capitalize on that mistake.
We'll call it a misread, not a whiff. You know, for those of you keeping track of those stats at home. And Percy, close angle shot. Alpine stole away that corner boost, but it didn't really do much to keep Alpine in the orange half. They were actually forced back to their own corner.
Those clears like that for Alpine, where they're trying to air dribble towards the top of the ceiling twice now.
Yeah.
Oxygen have contested at the top of the stadium. So
do you go to the ground? Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying, is like, you got to find the other side of the field, because Oxygen, they just parry everything in the midfield till the ball finally lands in front of the net. And again, a poor clear coming out from Alpine leaves the last man stranded in Percy, and a back post shot will take care of him.
Yeah, it's a tough one if you're Percy. Just when you think you're giving yourself some benefit of a lead, well, it all goes away, and Oxygen, they're not going to stop throwing themselves at the ball.
There you go.
Here's a quick pass downfield to Percy. Hard shot, too wide. And that was a good look, but you did have to avoid a defender or two on your way to the net.
And that is the attack that you want to see out of Alpine. They have the opportunity here again, and they do have it set up. Jordan just hadn't gotten back in time, but they still keep possession. Percy wanted the mind game, but he didn't get it. But Alpine, they're seeing that opportunity across the field. That's what I'm talking about. Oxygen,
but I just don't... Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I just don't know if Oxygen are ever going to bite on those mind games because of how aggressive they've been on the challenges, you know? It's like, why not Percy play that out to the corner? Like, hit it hard out to the corner, then you're going to catch the defense out. They're getting stretched right now, but Krasik's got the save, and Toasty barely got a touch. Percy kicked off the ball, but he's giving it right back. Magic Bear opens it up, but LJ, the last man back, forces the challenge and might create something new out of it. So, Alpine, they got to try again. Now Jordan does work. One defender out, but he's got nothing in the tank.
It's an opportunity here for Alpine to move up their line. That's a big miss, though, by Magic Bear that lets Oxygen out for free. And a good challenge from Toasty. Krasik's couldn't get there in time. But you're seeing the idea from Alpine. That's what's important, is that switch across the field has been open for the majority of the series so far. And they found it a couple times, but anything in the air, I feel like, is all Oxygen right now.
Yeah, they've had it on lockdown. The Magic Bear wins that touch, but Jordan ends up missing. So Percy, can he find him downfield? Well, Percy will just take it himself. And while Alpine have struggled offensively, it's a nice pass, but not nice enough. Broken up on the Oxygen defense, and LJ's got the push. One back, Jordan makes the save. Magic Bear can't grab the ball against Toasty, but Percy's on the opposite side. Still, the push will continue for Oxygen. LJ kicks it up high. Aerial dominance from Oxygen so far, and they'll continue to go to that as long as it works. But Alpine, they've been able to keep that ball out for so long now in Forbidden Temple. But how long can that last as LJ's behind the ball, trying to go for the bump. Percy avoids it.
See if Alpine can go up their line again. So space for Magic Bear. Flip reset. Unfortunately, not enough to be dangerous. As we're coming up on a minute left, like you pointed out, Jorby, it's a better game from Alpine regardless of what's happened because they're sitting here tied up. And Magic Bear, again, has a chance, gets called off as Percy wanted to find some space, but Krasik's there to push it downfield. Here comes Oxygen, the quick transition, and Alpine respond and get out.
Alpine happy. Toasty had no boost. Magic Bear, he wants that pass to Percy, but it wasn't good enough. Percy too far away. Now LJ and Krasik push their way through. Oh, 2 is better than 1. And just like that, they're in the lead.
And look how fast Oxygen push up their line. You can even see it in the replay from LJ's cam. He had every one of his teammates in front of him. They push over that midfield line. They get past the first man. Everyone from Alpine's wasted in the goal on the Oxygen side. So it's just that last man. And that quick snap decision. Jordan comes through for Alpine to tie it up.
Jordan finally gets a splash play for Alpine. It's a perfect pop from Percy. Krasik was in the right spot, but Jordan got the inch over him and then completed the progression for the double tap. Alpine won't go quietly here on Forbidden Temple.
No, huge opportunity here for Alpine. And they're equal in shots from Oxygen, tied up in the final 30. Toasty's trying to change that. Alpine do well to defend.
Krasik's trying to slow down the push. And in fact, he might kill the push right here. Jordan couldn't find the touch. Magic Bear has to wait, and he can't get the ball. It's bounced off the crossbar. 2 commit from Alpine, and Toasty has to wait in midfield. Magic Bear keeps it away from him. Percy pushes down the field. Alpine somehow turned this into an opportunity, but LJ rips the ball away. Magic Bear contested against LJ, and it's a perfect bounce off the ramp for Jordan. He's got enough boost, but it's got to be Percy. Toasty takes us to OT.
I think Alpine are happy to see OT here, and for Oxygen as well. And here comes Krasik's off the kickoff, and he's not going to get back to it. Good defense from Jordan. That's what Alpine are going to need if they're going to take this overtime.
Oh, Magic Bear tried to read that touch from Toasty, just couldn't get back to it. Oxygen been dominant on every kickoff. They've always generated at least 1 shot off of them, and it's been hard to wrench midfield from the orange team's grasp. Magic Bear, the challenge right into AJ, but Magic Bear getting a lot stronger on defense as time has gone on, and he dunks that one right over Toasty. things slow down here in overtime. Magic Bear given an opportunity here with Jordan on the wing. LJ got caught. Magic Bear almost punished. Percy quick on the rotation. Alpine want to press, but no. The whole team full retreat as Magic Bear grabs the clear.
And the only thing that's going to catch Alpine right now is that quick transition from Oxygen when Alpine finally give up the ball on offense. It's been a couple times where it gets extremely close. Here's LJ. Percy will jump in front of it, and I clear for Jordan. Still dangerous. LJ pops it up and over the first man. He'll go for boost. Lets Krasix come through. And it's just unrelenting from Oxygen right now as Alpine do finally poke it out.
And Percy got that clear. Magic Bear wins another challenge in midfield. Percy pulling off the play to give Jordan a look. Toasty's in net though. Toasty deleted. Magic Bear to Percy. Alpine denied. Magic Bear denied again. Alpine, do they have another push? LJ, a monster clear for Oxygen.
What a fantastic spawn for Toasty. Is one way to put it, because he spawned not only at the right time, but he spawned on the right side to get involved to make that save and push it out for Oxygen. Just as he thought the net was going to be open.
It closes right down. Percy and Magic Bear keeping the ball away from Oxygen, but Krasix full tank of boost, and thanks to a demo from Toasty, full space down over Jordan, down over Magic Bear, and Percy, the last man back, can pick up the save. Toasty, hard kick out. Waiting on the other side is Krasix, but he can't beat Percy to the ball, who has been clutch on defense so far. But Toasty waits in midfield, kicks another one towards the box, and the play's gonna die off the demo.
Great demos from Jordan. That shut down the offensive Oxygen and opened up the midfield. And unfortunately, Magic Bear couldn't hold on to it, but that was great work from Jordan. And Alpine can find themselves on offense here for just a moment. There goes Krasix to get by one, looking for the pass across. It's a little bit readable, though. Oxygen still can't get a hold of it. Alpine do finally give it up.
The touches have been a little more unpredictable from Alpine, and the challenges haven't been as readable for Oxygen to handle. Jordan sets this up in front of the box, but LJ, despite all the pressure they felt from Alpine, they have not broken their poise on defense and are still forcing Alpine to respect them on defense. Coming up again, bouncing off the back wall. Where's the shot? Boom! Off the crossbar. What a save by Percy. Again, the defensive mastermind on Forbidden Temple. Magic Bear reaching for that ball, but it's right back into Krasix, and Oxygen like to push again. Toasty, no chance of the ball. Jordan will get the ball.
Here's a big clear for Krasix. Opportunity for Toasty to flick it on. It's going to be a bit high. Krasix there. Almost 3.5 minutes now of overtime. 18 shots for Oxygen, and maybe a 19th as Krasix denied by Percy, and Alpine looking for a way out.
It'll take at least 20 for Oxygen to break through now. And LJ, quick up to the ball, but Magic Bear's just been a little bit faster. Krasix kicks it back out to the corner. Percy stealing the boost out. Jordan sets up nothing, but Magic Bear can't close down the edge. Toasty back to LJ, and Percy is there again to cut off the play in midfield. Magic Bear pushes forward again. Percy wants it, but Toasty makes it difficult. LJ gets up there quickly, and Jordan is out of sorts. And now coming back down the field, they couldn't pinch it, so Krasix and LJ will retreat.
Opportunities here for Alpine are rising. Even if they're being outshot, there are chances here. The defense is held strong. They're going to have to hold strong again, because here comes LJ. He's got no boost. Krasix will deny the transition, but Jordan will try and get it going again for Alpine's offense.
Kicked up again for Alpine. Been a much stronger game on offense. Much stronger in the transition as well. Everything looking better than it was on Manfield night. LJ, it's just transitions back and forth. Toasty shot forces two up. Magic Bear gets the save, but LJ, he gets this ball first. Krasix in the air. Magic Bear blocks him. LJ kicks this up. Toasty's there behind him. Toasty off the post. LJ can't find it either. Percy sends his whole body forward to keep Alpine in it, and we're a full game of Rocket League into overtime.
21 shots for Oxygen, and here's one for Jordan. It will be turned away by LJ. Now that's the demo. Here comes Magic Bear. He's got to get by Toasty. It's a good challenge, but it comes out to Krasix, and here comes the transition. They wanted to flick it on, couldn't get anything under it.
Thought that shot earlier from LJ was going to be the one, or rather The shot that LJ blocked, if you will. And now it's a breakaway for Jordan. How does he set up Alpine? Kick off the back wall. Percy above LJ. Down. Magic Bear. Shot blocked by Krasix. Toasty whipping back around. Percy trying to keep him locked into the corner. Jordan now gets a free look at the ball. He's got Magic Bear down below him. He connects, but Krasix breaks up the connection. Still, it's going to be a high ball for Percy, and Toasty gets the clear out to the corner. Alpine, try as they may, they cannot break through this Oxygen defense.
The same could be said for Alpine here, as their defense has held strong. That's 16 saves now for them in this game in 6 minutes of overtime. And Oxygen, though, they've been unrelenting. That one's going to go under the crossbar. LJ didn't get it, but Krasix will end this one at 6:04.
Krasix finally breaks the marathon, and it's off the crossbar and in a perfect bounce after a thrilling overtime on Forbidden Temple. Oxygen, they put Alpine on match point.
Yeah, I gotta say that was a fantastic bounce there for Krasix off the crossbar. Down and in, I thought maybe that one would just bounce out, but look at the stats on the screen. My goodness, the amount of shots coming out. I mean, 24 in total for Oxygen. I mean, there's very few games where you get that even of a spread for any team. And you know what? If you had to tell me or ask me which team would have a stat line like this, I think Oxygen is on my list. That's the type of team they are, and that's the type of pressure they put on.
I mean, the whole stat line's crazy. On top of it, 11 saves. You had even more. They had Alpine had 16 saves. I love those type of games because you just see the score just shoot up. LJ had 900 points in that one. And that was still such a better game from Alpine. But no matter what they did, like they had so many solid chances on the orange half Corelli, and I thought one of them was going to break through Alpine or break through Oxygen for the longest time. But whether it be Krasix, LJ, or Toasty, each one of them had the perfect clear, the perfect save, and Krasix gets another one here off the corner.
Yeah, consistent for Oxygen on both sides of the field, and like you said, it was a better game for Alpine. Here's LJ. He's got a flip reset. Got to get back to it. Put it on target. And everyone diving after it on the Alpine side. But here's Toasty. It's his turn to go. He'll get bumped out of the way. But you're just seeing so much threat coming out from Oxygen. That's what makes this matchup so fun, because when you think about teams that have either the potential as a whole or individually, you know, the parts of the team to have potential, these two teams come to mind. Oxygen and Alpine are on everyone's list, and you're seeing why. It's been clinical at times for some of these players, and it's been fun to watch.
And you see why there's been, I mean, to add on to your point, like that's why there's been so much hype around these teams, right? And why there's been so much disappointment when they haven't performed. Because a lot of people believe that this is, you know, this is the next up-and-coming top of North America, or they could be at least. The potential is certainly there. And when you watch them play against each other like this, you can see why. I mean, the action is fast. The contact is always solid. The passes are good, and the transitions especially are so threatening down the pitch.
Just the consistency, especially on the Oxygen side. They have just been so rock solid on the touches. Everything's a perfect setup for them to go up into the air. Everything's a perfect pass to the man downfield. Even their clears. I mean, they have outperformed on defense against Alpine with the clearing game, especially. Hard clears away from the opposition or to another teammate. That's what you want. And Jordan almost able to find a hole through the defense.
But this is still a good setup for Alpine. They have to find a way to crack through that backboard. Anytime there's a challenge that happens, there's always a follow-up. Oh, and Krasix almost found the net. LJ off the crossbar, and Percy found the read perfectly out to the corner.
As soon as you start talking about consistency, LJ had the full run-up on that one and just couldn't get it under the crossbar. He certainly had the man beat. It was a tight shot, but he had the right idea. Now Percy in a 1v1. Got to try and get by LJ, but Krasix comes racing back to help out. And Oxygen just swarming in their corner to get this one away.
Grabbed by Toasty to give it back to LJ. Oxygen forming up on offense, but now there's actually set them to retreat. Magic Bear wraps around Krasix, but can't wrap around the whole team. Well, Alpine will collect some boost, and Jordan will collect a shot. Percy going for the read against LJ, but his follow-up was deleted off the pitch, and Magic Bear to commit. Krasix just sends it ripping towards the net, and LJ's given some time to think about this one as it rolls back to him. Not a lot of time. Magic Bear got right back on top of him. Toasty.
For Alpine, it's been better for them. They've been able to push up the line a lot more than, say, obviously the first game. but they still just can't break the defense. And Toasty's going to find some open space in the box, and Oxygen on the board first.
There's just too much time. Magic Bear gets beat to this ball, and nobody's there to challenge. Jordan is on the assignment there. He has to be able to grab that pass in front, but he just kept driving forward, expecting Percy to be able to handle that. You never want to be the defender in that situation where you have to defend a pass that far ahead of time. That's on Jordan. Jordan has to find a way to get in front of that ball. They can't just let Oxygen pass the ball for free in their own half.
And you know that someone from Oxygen's going to be there. Like, there's no doubt in your mind that Oxygen aren't going to be throwing their first or second man or even third man at this ball. And here they come again. So it was a fine clear from Magic here, but it's straight at Toasty. He's trying to make the difference downfield. Krasix will help out. Magic Bear looking for some space for his own. He does pitch it over to Percy, but LJ just picked it off. And that'll slow down the transition for Alpine.
And Percy could read that Magic Bear was going for that pinch, but he just started accelerating a little too late. But had he started driving a little bit earlier, you know, that complete faith drive, that could have been a nasty transition. That's a nasty double off the crossbar, and it's punched in by Toasty. Oxygen Esports by 2.
It's, you know, the age-old thing. You have to have someone to receive the touches off the back wall. At this point in the meta, you know, you're going to get ruined with clean balls coming off your own backside. So for Oxygen, that was quite easy for them to put away. Alpine really didn't stand a chance once it got to the back wall.
And that's why it's been so clean for Oxygen on defense too, right? Because they have not let those rebounds come off the back wall and the backboard. Alpine have been forced to go to the center of the field, and they haven't had a lot of success doing it. There's always been a follow-up on defense ready for Oxygen, and then they're just forced to do a retreat like this. LJ kicks it down, gets the dunk on top of it, and I love LJ's approaches. Always finds the best position for a challenge, and never just tries to push the ball forward for the sake of it. Wants to get it into space and make it awkward for Alpine at every touch. Percy kicks around one, he's got LJ to beat, and LJ, what a save off the side.
That one just hit a bit too hard there from Percy. That could have been the big difference maker here. Coming up on 20 seconds left. And Oxygen threatening once more. Alpine, they've got to get down the field. This could be it for Jordan. He's got to take it by himself, and Krasic's there to receive it off the Oxygen back wall.
Now it's up to Magic Bear as the ball flies by Percy. But Oxygen aren't giving up this ball easily. They're playing with house money. Oxygen Esports as time ticks away. We'll move on to day 3 in the Lamborghini Open. Toasty collects a third for the road, and Alpine are sent to the lower bracket.
A 3-0 for a 3-0. And Oxygen, they're scary, man. And they've been scary for a while. They're a team that will pop up and make you sweat. And they took care of Alpine today with, you know, almost no sweat. It was not very tough for them. They really outperformed. And I think this is, you know, I wouldn't say peak, but close to the top of Oxygen, because this is high quality play for them to own both sides of the field and be so quick on the ball. It just absolutely smothered what Alpine was trying to do.
I mean, you couldn't have... There was nothing you could do if you were Alpine. I think you nailed it, Corelli. They were outclassed. Like the speed difference was clear. The transition game especially was so deadly. It felt like Alpine just didn't know how to handle it. They would position for something different and then get burned on the transition every time, almost as if they weren't expecting Oxygen to just turn it down the middle of the field and then boom it down. There was always a player there waiting for it. Like, this team is going to be a threat tomorrow, and other teams need to keep an eye out for Oxygen Esports. But we're going to go to a quick break. Do not go anywhere. Apparently Jack versus Jorias for the Battle of the Bulls 1v1. You do not want to miss that. We'll be back after the break.